The pilot was still trying to establish communications links with the ground control as he leveled off. Once telemetry with Perth was established, he relaunched a radio call with base, and George was first on the conference bridge. George remarked, "Boss, you weren't kidding about the 8 minutes. Are you having any luck linking with Kookaburra?" The pilot had trouble concealing his annoyance with the situation and replied, "No, I can't get the drone or anything else online." George then offered, "Here's what we know so far. The video feed from the drone showed the equipment basically fighting with each other in the greatest tradition of sandbox wars. None of the sensors indicated any problem, but we saw it on the drone's visual monitors before it too displayed only empty sky. McLaren wants you to try to validate if A, this is all a cruel hoax and everything is actually wonderful, B, we are on a horrible carnival ride where the equipment is now functioning as predators, or C, we're delusional, in which case order in a case of straitjackets to be used on this site's personnel." The pilot chuckled and commented, "I'm pretty sure I know which solution to go with, but I'm not using my credit card to order in a bunch of straitjackets. Let me get to the site, and then I'll report further. Sure am glad I brought the digital camera along." The trade winds helped push the single-engine plane along nicely, and within 90 minutes he was over the site. The pilot pushed his head forward to help focus on the sight he was witnessing. Then he slightly rolled his head to one side, not fully comprehending the events unfolding below him. The pilot caught sight of the drone circling the area in a nice parabolic circle and was mindful to keep clear of its pattern. Finally convinced that he had not drifted into a science fiction video program, the pilot slowly announced, "George, I've got my cameras on this scene as well as my eyeballs. I don't know what you witnessed, but I'm seeing sandbox wars just like you suggested with only a few survivors left. Those survivors seem hell-bent in final combat as well. My guess is there won't be any smart mining equipment pieces left after the final blow is given. And to add to that, it appears that the Badger is digging into the lowest rung of the open pit so it can have the rim collapse on it like a grave. It looks like all the mining equipment is engaged in fratricide, then moving to suicide to complete the destruction of the Kookaburra mine." George then asked, "Do you see the drone? Any chance that you can try to reestablish its communications link? You don't have a whole lot of time over the site before you need to head home. Your description corresponds to what we saw earlier and the progression model I built while you were en route. Everyone is now watching the video feeds before history rolls over it. Well done, sir." The pilot smirked and then stated, "Yeah, well, there's nothing like a ringside seat to Armageddon. Let me see if I can connect to the drone and straighten out his communications link. Give me a few." After more than a few minutes, a concerned George asked, "What's your status? Any luck connecting to the drone? Why have your video feeds vanished? Come back?" The pilot could not respond since the drone link he had established functioned as a poisoned digital connection. The single-engine plane had only a little of the high-tech gear that the drone had, which probably saved the pilot's life. Unfortunately, all communication links were shut down to the aircraft, leaving only basic steering and navigation instruments available for return. However, as the pilot banked to leave the area, the drone became an adversary. It tried several times to ram the departing aircraft, much to the pilot's chagrin. The last pass of the unmanned drone clipped the wing strut, and the pilot searched for a reasonably safe place to land. He flared the aircraft attitude as much as he dared and feathered the engine's prop for as soft a landing as possible.